Hello Libra, welcome to your December forecast. The most important news this month is that Mercury goes retrograde from the 20th of this month all the way through the holidays and the new year until the 8th of January. So what this tends to do is it slows things down. There's a slowing down of the mental process. Mercury rules the mind. Mercury rules travel, so it can slow down travel. It can slow down communications. It can slow down technology. So it is a good idea to back up your hard drive before the 20th. Let's break down this month into some bite-sized pieces. On the 8th of the month, we've got Venus, your ruler, coming into your 5th house, joining Mars for some of this month. What a beautiful placement. Couldn't ask for much better. Venus in the 5th house can bring you a new romance, can perk up an existing relationship. It could bring you a bonus of some kind of a lucky windfall, something lucky. Venus in the 5th is all about pleasure, enjoyment. You might turn a hobby into a business. You might find your creativity really just begins to flourish. You might have some enjoyable times with children, with young people. And it's certainly a wonderful time for having some fun and for making sure that there's a balance of work and play in your life. On the 13th of the month, we've got a full moon happening up here, lovely Libras, in your 9th house. And a full moon shines a light on that particular life area. For you, the 9th house, well, it's all about your spiritual side. It's shining a light on you and your spiritual direction. Do you feel as though your soul is being nourished, is being fed? And if not, what is it you could do about that? Maybe you could go on a course, maybe you could hear some inspirational speakers, maybe you could read some books that might just spark something in your mind that gives you some answers as to why you're here. What is your purpose? What are you doing here? All those kinds of things, those kinds of questions may come up. And these questions often come up at the end of the year, moving into another year as we start fresh once more. You may also be looking at education, learning. Maybe there's something you'd like to learn, to teach, to write about, to share, to blog about. That too could be triggered by this full moon in your 9th house. Now on the 20th of the month, we've got Mars coming into your 6th house, going into Pisces. And on that date, Mercury goes retrograde. So two things happening there that I think is significant. One is Mars going into Pisces is not a strong placement of Mars. So it's going to be important really to judge your energy levels. If you're feeling exhausted, especially with Mars and Neptune going on in this 6th house, rest. Give yourself permission to take a break. Even if it's just 5 minutes in between tasks, you might find you've got just so much more energy by the end of the day. It's about using your energy wisely, knowing when to push, knowing when to let go. Because Mars and Neptune energy in this 6th house of work, I wouldn't be pushing things with work. I would just be allowing things to unfold, to see where they take you. And this Mercury retrograde going on in this 4th house, well, you may be thinking deeply about family, about certain communications with family. Maybe you need to speak to a family member, to have a deep discussion with Pluto going on. Maybe it's time to get to the bottom of something from your past, even the distant past, maybe your ancestors. Maybe you're going to look at that and find something out that's really important, that really helps you with your present life and moving forward. It's a good time to be relaxing at home, releasing, rejuvenating yourself, taking a little bit of time out. Because on the 22nd of the month, we've got the Sun coming into this 4th house of home. And on the 29th, a lovely new moon happening in this 4th house for you lovely Libras. So big focus in this 4th house, especially for the last couple of weeks of the month. So you might be deciding to move home. You might decide to change your environment in some way. You might give it a lick of paint, might buy some new cushions. You might bring some newness into family relationships. All kinds of close relationships could well come under scrutiny at this time. Of course, it is holiday time, and it is often a time when there can be some discord or some challenges, shall we say. So this is a really good time to think about ways that you can bring some fresh air into these relationships, some space into these relationships. Not to always look at the history, the triggers, the emotional things that maybe your parents bring out or you bring out in your children, but to really try to be in the moment, to be fresh, to be present, to find a new way of dealing with these deep relationships. And also, there may be people who are dead, who are already gone, and you can bring about some peace and some stillness and quietness inside your mind and your heart, and just have that silence in your life without all that nattering away of, oh, well, why didn't I say that? I could have done this, I could have done that. It's about making peace with your past. What a wonderful time and a wonderful set of aspects to have right at the close of the year. So there you have it, my lovely Librans. Certainly some passion going on in relationships with Jupiter opposite to Uranus still going on. Maybe some erratic things, but some creative things that you can start to do to bring more life into all of your relationships. Thank you to so many of you who write to me, email, your comments, for sharing, for subscribing. And don't forget to watch my 2017-2018 forecast if you haven't already done so. I wish you a very, very wonderful December and New Year ahead. Bye for now.